The Secretary General is concerned by the recent restrictions put in place in several countries and localities applying to people who have traveled to the main Ebola-affected countries. He believes that these restrictions have put particular pressure on healthcare workers and those who have been on the front lines of combating Ebola. Returning healthcare workers are exceptional people who are giving of themselves to humanity. They should not be subjected to restrictions that are not based on science. Those who develop infections should be supported, not stigmatized. The Secretary General reiterates that the best way for any country to protect itself from Ebola is to stop the outbreak at its source in West Africa. This requires considerable international healthcare worker support, and in return for this support, we have an obligation to look after them. And the full statement is available online. Also, just an update on Ebola numbers. The latest figures, according to the World Health Organization, a total of 450 healthcare workers are known to have been infected with Ebola, and a total of 244 have died. This weekend, a UN aircraft flew 1 metric ton of critical medical supplies on behalf of the World Health Organization to the Malian capital, Bamako, after the first case of Ebola was identified in the country. Supplies included personnel protection kits, gloves, face shields, and buckets. Another UN aircraft will arrive in Accra today with carrying essential satellite communications equipment. The equipment was picked up from Juba in South Sudan this weekend and will be flown on to Conakry in Guinea. The head of the UN mission for Ebola emergency response, Anthony Banbury, has now completed his latest series of consultations with the presidents of Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone on the international community's support for national efforts to tackle the Ebola crisis. Based on their inputs and direction, the operational framework for international support for the national responses will be updated, refined, and shared with relevant stakeholders. And we have a press release available in my office. I also have a statement attributable to the spokesman regarding the elections in Tunisia. The Secretary General congratulates the Tunisian people on the occasion of the country's legislative elections yesterday on 26 October. As the Secretary General noted during his recent visit to Tunisia, these elections are a crucial step for the country's future and mark a decisive milestone in the transition to democracy. Just as this moment comes with a great deal of hope, there remain a number of crucial tasks ahead for the next government. The Secretary General reiterates that the United Nations stands ready to support Tunisia in this respect.